You're probably wondering why I did that.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing too.
In the movie Get Out, there was a scene where in order to fix the curse, you had to take a photo with the flash on. Do you remember that scene?
I do. I do vividly, yes.
KEMBA Walker, get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out!
Go. Run. What's going on, everyone? It's Anthony Aiken Jr. and I'm here with
Brizio Salerno.
And we are the LI Boys, bringing you podcast episode number 1.
Numero uno.
And it's a lot to talk about. A lot happened.
A lot, man. We've seen this just weekend alone. It's just insane.
Between the K's of free agency.
K's.
More K's than the Kardashian family. And between Anthony Davis going to the Los Angeles Lakers, the injuries, Toronto Raptors winning the NBA Finals, there is a lot to talk about, but we're going to hop right into it. Summer 19.
Summer 19.
Drake said 6 upside down
is a 9.
It's a 9 now.
And here we are in 2019.
Summer 16 was a big free agency summer.
Yes, it was.
KD went to the Warriors.
Big move.
So without further ado, let's get straight into it. KD.
Let's get into it.
What 2 teams should KD consider this summer?
This summer, going with all the injury and stuff, it breaks it down to either the New York Knicks, which would be a good situation for him, or if he feels to opt in, I feel the Golden State Warriors would just be a good fit.
Much like the hat I have right here, New York or nowhere. Next up, another K, Kawhi.
Kawhi, all right, Kawhi. He is the Finals MVP. Shout out to the Raptors for that.
Indeed.
So, for Kawhi, it's, you would think it would be Toronto would be the best situation for him to stay. But reading all the reports, it's looking like LA might be the situation for him. So hopefully he does stay in Toronto, but LA would be also a good alternative for him too.
So first and foremost, when it comes to Kawhi, I'm going to keep it very simple.
Oh.
You know what this means?
I do know what this means.
They say
a hot take.
They say when you do this with your hands, it creates friction.
Yes, indeed.
It creates heat. And right now, I have my first hot take of the podcast.
First hot take.
Kawhi should come to New York.
Ooh. Well, why do you say that?
First and foremost, shout out to Kawhi's uncle. Okay, he likes New York. I had to add that in there.
Well, everybody likes New York.
How dope would it be? Okay, because LeBron James won a championship at Finals MVP. With Miami. And Cleveland. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won it with 2 teams as well. Kawhi has San Antonio and Toronto.
Now Toronto.
How about you add number 3? And now I'm going to say I'm being biased. But I'm not. I'm not being biased. Okay, if he comes to New York, his career, we're talking about the greatest of all time. He's already in like the top 20. This is going to push him top 5 if he wins a championship here. And he can at 27 years old.
He's still his prime.
We're going to give him all the money in the world. My second team would be the Toronto Raptors. Just stay in Toronto, stay in the 6 with Drake. Kyrie Irving.
Ooh, Kyrie. For me, it's definitely he's not staying in Boston. That's just, he's breaking too many burning bridges with that. So I say it's either come to New York, either play in Brooklyn or come to the Knicks. Pairing up with potential free agent in Kawhi will be good for him. If not, if they do re-sign D'Lo, which is another story for another day, him and D'Lo in Brooklyn, that would be a good combo.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
That's a horrible combo.
Why do you say that?
Kyrie and D'Lo?
Think about
Kyrie and D'Lo.
Kyrie could be the point guard.
No. Absolutely not. Defensively, that's horrendous. Offensively, there's only one ball. Those two sharing the basketball together. You can't move D'Lo to the 2. New York or nowhere. Or you take yourself to LA and play with Anthony Davis and LeBron. Those are your best 2 choices. I'm keeping it real.
Well, you think he's going to go back to LeBron, though?
Yes. A 34-year-old LeBron with Anthony Davis, yes.
He's going to be desperate to take Kyrie?
I think that should be his second choice. I think his first choice should be New York.
Now, to me, if he goes back to LA with LeBron, it's like going back to an ex-girlfriend. Do you really think he wants to go pair up with LeBron, though?
Baby,
that's
come
just
back.
my opinion. Yeah.
Sorry. Baby, come back.
Oh.
You can the Lakers. That's what LeBron needs to sing to Kyrie. That's what he needs to sing on the phone.
Like Kiss Me Through the Phone type shit?
Yes. Shout out to Soulja Boy. All right, next up, Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Buckets. All right, for me, Jimmy Buckets, it's quite simple. It's either going and pairing with Golden State if they do get rid of KD. That would be a good move for them. Or if he does want to join Kyrie, he could go to Brooklyn. I feel like Brooklyn or Golden State.
Okay, that was a hot take.
It was a hot take, yeah.
That was a hot take that I agree with. I would go to the Clippers.
Clippers?
I would like to see him with the Los Angeles Clippers. That's a young team that can provide veteran leadership too.
Definitely, yeah.
You look at the players they do have. If they do decide to re-sign Patrick Beverly, bring in Jimmy Buckets, that's a great defensive lineup in and of itself.
That's lethal in itself.
Lethal.
Yeah.
You still have Lou Williams coming off the bench.
Still got some shooters, yeah.
Still got some shooters. So overall, you know, obviously the Clippers are going to go for Kawhi, but I think Jimmy, regardless of if Kawhi comes or not, I think Jimmy would be a nice pairing with a few players. Yeah. So I think Jimmy to LA is one team. The other team I have to go with is the 76ers. You got to keep it in Philly.
Keep it in Philly?
Keep it in Philly with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and the young crew that they have.
Okay.
All right, next up on the list, KEMBA WALKER.
KEMBA WALKER. All right. All these reports going around. I don't know what Kemba's situation is. I don't know if he wants to be the hometown kid and stay in Carolina with Jordan, or if he wants to come back to the Bronx and play in the Knicks. Who knows? But for me, I feel Kemba is two situations. It's either going to Indiana and playing with Oladipo, because they do need a desperate point guard, or it is joining LeBron and Anthony Davis in LA.
You're probably wondering why I did that.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing too.
In the movie Get Out, there was a scene where in order to fix the curse, you had to take a photo with the flash on. Do you remember that scene?
I do. I do vividly, yes.
KEMBA WALKER, get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out!
Go. Run as fast as you can. Okay? You need to get out of Charlotte. There's nothing for you there but a nice pair of fresh J's.
Don't take less money. Get out.
And first and foremost, in New York, if you want some Jordans, okay, we got people that wait online for you. But that, at Foot Locker.
Yo, Foot Locker right by the Garden.
Man, you don't need Michael Jordan himself. What you doing? All right, I'm going to give you two choices right here. KEMBA WALKER should look to go to either the Indiana Pacers. Indiana Pacers got a squad.
They do.
Victor Oladipo comes back from his injury.
Back.
Took some time off. Remember, they were a third seed at one point in the season. A third seed with Victor Oladipo.
Season too, yeah.
Okay, and even without Victor Oladipo, they played good enough to maintain
the playoffs.
A top 5 team in the Eastern Conference. So, Victor Oladipo, you pair that up with Bogdan Bogdanovic, which we are going to talk about him a little bit later on. He's a shooter.
You
still have Miles Turner.
Yeah, Miles Turner.
Resign Darren Collison, move him to the bench. And then last but not least, you insert KEMBA WALKER. Now, if you lose Darren Collison, if the money's not there, still a backcourt of KEMBA WALKER and Victor Oladipo is a backcourt I wouldn't bet on.
And also with Sabonis, too, who arguably is the most improved player this year.
What argument you getting in with that? Over who?
Over who? Well, I mean, you know, there's like D'Lo and all that, but he stepped it up this year.
All right, Sabonis. Shout out, if Fabrizio gives you the stamp of approval, congratulations. Round of applause to yourself, Sabonis. I wasn't going to do it.
Job well done, man.
All right. But after the Pacers, I had to go with the Lakers. I mean, everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
With Anthony Davis and LeBron James, you go for Kyrie. If you can't get Kyrie, you go for Kemba.
They're plotted, so who knows?
And that's more so, and by the way, when I make these takes, I'm not coming from the perspective of the team. It's very important to note.
Right.
Okay, because personally, if I'm the Lakers, I wouldn't necessarily be desperate with Kemba or Kyrie.
Okay.
You can pick up young free agents, or not even young free agents, just role players like Danny Green, Brook Lopez, Gasol, whoever's available. I'm coming from the perspective of the actual player. KEMBA WALKER, at this stage in your career, you're 29 years old. You don't have that much time left. It's time to win. You haven't won anything. You haven't been in the playoffs much.
You're on the clock, man.
You're on the clock. You're on the clock. Okay, everyone, that is a wrap for episode 1 of the LI Boys podcast, okay? If you guys want to keep up with us, number 1, subscribe.
Most importantly, subscribe.
Follow us, man. Follow us. It's a big deal.
Yes. More Instagram stuff coming soon. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _Fabrizio13.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's going to be right here. Anthony96JR, or on Twitter, Anthony Aiken Jr. All of that will be in the description, guys. Make sure you comment your takes.
Absolutely.
And we'll be back for episode number 2.
Oh, we'll be back.